The Tibetan fox, also known as the sand fox or the plateau fox, is a small-sized canid native to the high-altitude regions of the Tibetan Plateau, including parts of China, Nepal, Bhutan, and India. The conservation status of the Tibetan fox is currently classified as least concern by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, as they are relatively common across their range and are not currently facing significant threats. However, their populations may be at risk from habitat loss and degradation due to human activities, including mining, grazing, and development. The lifespan of Tibetan foxes in the wild is not well documented, but they are believed to live for around 3 to 4 years on average. However, some individuals may live longer, up to 8 years or more. Factors such as habitat quality, availability of prey, and competition for resources may all impact the lifespan of Tibetan foxes. In captivity, Tibetan foxes have been known to live for up to 12 years, although this is rare. The Tibetan fox has a distinct appearance that makes it easily recognizable. They have a small, slender body with short legs and a long bushy tail. Their fur is dense and varies in color from yellowish-brown to grayish-brown, with a white underbelly. The fox has a narrow, elongated snout and small, pointed ears. The color of their eyes varies from light brown to yellow, and they have black pupils. Adults typically weigh between 3 to 4 kilograms, and measure around 60 to 70 centimeters in length, including their tail. The Tibetan fox has adapted to its high-altitude habitat by growing thick fur that keeps them warm in the harsh conditions. Their paws are also covered in fur to provide insulation and prevent frostbite. They have sharp teeth and strong jaws that are well suited for catching and consuming their prey. Overall, the Tibetan fox has a unique and impressive appearance that reflects its ability to survive in extreme environments. The Tibetan fox's fur color can vary depending on the season and its location, but it typically ranges from yellowish-brown to grayish-brown with a white underbelly. During the winter, the Tibetan fox's fur is generally longer and thicker, and it becomes paler in color, blending in better with the snowy landscape. In contrast, during the summer months, the fur becomes shorter and darker, providing better camouflage in the rocky terrain of the Tibetan Plateau. Tibetan foxes communicate with each other through a range of vocalizations, including barks, yelps, and growls. Tibetan foxes emit a series of short, sharp barks that sound similar to a dog's bark. They may bark to alert other foxes of their presence or to defend their territory. Tibetan foxes also make a high-pitched yelping sound that is used to communicate with other members of their family group. When threatened or cornered, Tibetan foxes may emit a low, guttural growl as a warning signal to their perceived threat. Tibetan foxes are relatively small and agile canids, but they are not known for their speed. They are adapted to living in the harsh conditions of the high-altitude plateau, where they must conserve their energy and move efficiently to survive. Snow leopards are the primary predator of the Tibetan fox. They are capable of stalking and ambushing their prey in the rocky terrain of the Tibetan Plateau. Golden eagles are known to attack and kill small mammals, including Tibetan foxes. Although they are less common in the Tibetan Plateau, wolves are also a potential predator of the Tibetan fox. In areas where humans keep dogs for herding or guarding livestock, Tibetan foxes may be at risk of predation by these domesticated animals. Tibetan foxes are omnivores that feed on a variety of prey and plant material, depending on what is available in their high-altitude habitat. Tibetan foxes are skilled hunters that primarily feed on small mammals, such as pikas, rodents, and hares. They use their keen senses and agility to catch their prey, often hunting alone or in pairs. Tibetan foxes may also feed on birds, including ground nesting species such as pheasants and grouse. In the summer months, Tibetan foxes may supplement their diet with insects such as grasshoppers and beetles. When prey is scarce, Tibetan foxes may also feed on plant material such as grasses, fruits, and berries. Tibetan foxes are solitary animals that come together only during the breeding season. The breeding season for Tibetan foxes typically occurs from December to March, during the coldest months of the year. During the breeding season, male Tibetan foxes will search for receptive females and compete for the chance to mate. Once a male has successfully mated with a female, he will help to care for the offspring. The gestation period for Tibetan foxes is about 50 days, and females typically give birth to litters of 3 to 6 pups. The pups are born blind and helpless and remain with their mother in the den until they are old enough to venture out on their own. Tibetan foxes are monogamous during the breeding season and form family groups consisting of a mated pair and their offspring. The male will help to care for the young and will also bring food back to the den. Tibetan foxes typically reach reproductive maturity at around 1 year of age and may continue to breed until they are 5 or 6 years old. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.